Hi everyone, Hone and I here to give you an update on what has been the rest of our summer. It's been 3 months, 3 months since our wedding, and just been a lot of craziness. And so I'm going to update you on that and what we have coming up next.
Yeah. At the end of the summer, we finished up with X Project. You guys can check out our latest newsletter for August. It tells you about how some of the X Project interns are carrying what we taught them here about sharing their faith in their workplace and using it just wherever they are, and how to have spiritual conversation and gospel conversations like that. So after we finished up that, we went to Colorado in Fort Collins, where our annual or biannual staff conference is for Cru. And so there's 6,000 staff and kids at Colorado State University. And so it's awesome to catch up with friends we haven't seen for a while and different staff and hear different cool stories that God's doing across the country and across the world. So the big theme that we talked about is actually really relevant to what we're going through here in the U.S. It was about oneness in the gospel, largely focused in relationships cross-culturally, about what it looks like to invest ourselves outside of the culture that we are comfortable in, about where we normally hang out, that the gospel breaks down barriers. Like Ephesians 2 talks about that, about that there's no longer a dividing wall of hostility, and how much that really shows that we are God's people by crossing those boundaries and engaging with people who are different than us, because the gospel can unify us through that. And so it's really cool to be a part of that. And it's been a large focus with AIA in the last 12 months, as well as how we spent our summer last summer at Urban Project in Los Angeles. So.
After coming back from Colorado, we did have the opportunity to take a little downtime and go on a vacation. We realized that we've traveled to about 13 states since we've gotten married, and so part of us was like, let's not go anywhere for vacation, let's staycation. But we did. We were able to go whitewater rafting in West Virginia, which was a lot of fun. Owen had never been before, and just get a little rest and relaxation after the crazy summer that we have had. Also, when we came back from vacation, kind of that finalization of me moving into a new role. So I've moved into the development department now, which is kind of a big step of faith for me, stepping out of the campus ministry itself and doing something different. And so the development department, the major focus is fund development for Athletes in Action as a whole. And so one of the big projects that the development department is working on right now is the Wooden Center. So we decided to film here today in what is the Wooden Center room that we're using as a fundraising room. So it has a lot of different pictures in here of the different things that we have on our AIA campus here. For those of you who don't know, we have a couple hundred acres of land that AIA owns, as well as several dormitories, one of which we live in. It sounds better than you're thinking, promise. So the Wooden Center is going to actually be the first indoor facility, gymnasium type thing that AIA will have on the property. That's a really exciting step for Athletes in Action, since we don't have that facility right now. But just thinking about how will having a facility like that help to further the gospel, help to further the mission here on the property that we are really blessed to have. Another development thing that I'm already jumping into and working on, and this is one of our biggest events within Athletes in Action, is the Super Bowl breakfast. This Athletes in Action every year hosts a breakfast for the Super Bowl. It is an NFL-sanctioned event, one of 4 NFL-sanctioned events surrounding the Super Bowl, which is really just amazing that it's an event where the Bart Starr Award is presented to the player who most exemplifies a Christ-like character on the field, off the field, in the home, and in the community. And so we work alongside with that, hosting a chapel the morning of the Super Bowl, doing other donor-related events that coincide with that Super Bowl breakfast. So really excited about that, really excited to be going to San Francisco this winter and being part of that event. And yeah, just seeing what God's doing, like even on the financial aspect of Athletes in Action.
So we're pretty excited. There was a whole lot of stuff that we did this summer, got to experience, got to see God work in a couple different areas. And so now we're excited because we get to step into the fall. There's a little bit more regular schedule, a little bit less craziness. But there's still some things we'd like you guys to pray about as we're getting ready. The one praise is that now that the summer has started to die down and we're stepping into the fall, that there's an opportunity for us to get some normalcy and some regular schedules kind of in our lives, and which gives us a little bit of peace. And then next week, we're actually bringing in all the regional directors from all 10 of our regions in the campus ministry. So pray for a time that we would be able to build into and equip these regional directors so that they can continue to care for and equip the local leaders that are ministering all around the 226 campus ministries that we have around the U.S. And then on next Monday, we have Wilmington College start school. So pray for a good kickoff, that we would be able to get to meet as many freshmen as possible on all the different teams, that we would have opportunities to sit down and share the gospel with them. But mostly that the student leaders that we've developed and poured into last year, that they would take the step to do most of that sharing and most of that initiating with those freshmen. Is that we don't want a ministry where me as the staff guy does the ministry, but we want our students to be those multiplicated disciples, that they would go and do that gospel sharing. So we appreciate you guys for everything you guys do for us, your prayers and your funds.